right, so they show up in a semi truck, multiple tanks here. These are the regular bluegill, and these are the hybrid bluegill. What do we got here? This is the bass.
Bass that are 6 inches. Bass got 100 of them.
Fish in the water, and I want to talk about a couple things here. So my pond is established and I added some grass carp. Now some people may say, why would you add grass carp? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Mike and you're watching Triple T Acres, and I'm headed down to the pond right now because we're gonna feed some fish. But after we're done feeding the fish, we're gonna head into town because a company called Arkansas Pond Stockers is stopping at our local feed store. Now, Arkansas Pond Stockers is a company that travels around the country, and you can order fish and pick up fish at these fish trucks. Super cool, really convenient. They're gonna be in the town right next to me. So we're gonna run in there, we're gonna get some fish, and we're gonna be adding it to the pond today. But I'm gonna feed the fish here really quick and show you what I've got in here. And then we're gonna talk about what kind of fish we're gonna be putting in the pond. So stick around, guys. I hope you enjoy the video. This is the fish food I'm using, and it's just some fish food that I got from Tractor Supply. What I do is I usually give them about 2 cupfuls every day. Now my fish are trained and they know it's like the dinner bell. So let's take the food down there and get them fed. You know, coming down here to feed my fish is one of my favorite things to do. And obviously I love to see the fish in my pond and see how healthy that they are, but it also gives me inventory of my fish. Now I haven't trained my bass to come up and eat these, but my catfish and my bluegill will come up and I can see the different sizes, the numbers, and have a good idea of how the population is in my pond. And they're so trained that sometimes when I come up here, they actually start swimming over here expecting the food to go. So I'm gonna throw this out here. I don't currently have a fish feeder out just yet. I'm hoping to get a Texas Hunter feeder. But again, I really like to come down here and just take inventory of the fish that I have in the pond. So let's go ahead and get them fed, and we'll show you what the fish look like when they're coming up here. So let's see how quickly they come up and eat the food. It usually doesn't take them very long, that's for sure. So there's the dinner bell. Now it's early spring here and the water temperature is still a little cool, but in the summertime, the water almost boils because they're eating it so much. A lot of this fish food is gonna float, some of it's sinking. So there's a lot of fish down below that's eating some of the food. There's some catfish coming up here right now. A lot of my bluegill are coming up. I have a great population of bluegill in here. I've got some hybrid bluegill, some channel catfish, some crappie, and some bass. Now I did put in 2 grass carp in here, and as you can see, my pond looks very, very good. I'm proactive on the water quality. I use a company called Natural Waterscapes to keep my water nice and clean and clear. Here comes the catfish, and I love it. This is something that I really enjoy to come out. It's like my mini fish tank. I come out here and I watch the fish eat, and it is great. Now, when it comes to feeding your fish, the fish are not going to start eating it right away. It is something they have to grow accustomed to. And a good rule of thumb when you're feeding your fish is how much food can they eat in about 15 minutes. So if you throw the food out there and after 15 minutes, there's still a lot out there, dial it back a little bit. If you are feeding it and they eat it in 5 minutes, dial it up a little bit, and that will give them enough food that they're eating. But yeah, the 15-minute is kind of the good mark. Now, if you are a new pond owner, the pond is brand new and you just stocked the fish, it's important to make sure that you select the right food. Make sure that the food is small enough. Use some starter food so that the fish, their mouths are gonna be really, really small when they're fingerling. So some of the food in here, they wouldn't even be able to eat. So it takes a little bit of time for the fish to accustom to it. And you don't have to feed your fish. It just depends on what your goals are with your pond. I really want trophy-sized fish in my pond. I really want to be able to bring my friends and family down here, my kids, and make it really easy for them to catch a big fish and make it really easy for them. But enough talking, let's get out of here. Let's go to the feed mill, pick up some fish, and then we'll get them in the pond. So stick around, guys. You can see there's a huge line of vehicles here. Super popular thing. So if you're ever going to do something like this, make sure you come in early. Word on the street, the truck's about a half hour late. Yeah, buddy. All right, there. So you pull up here. Lady's in the truck. She takes your order down. You got to sign some forms because when you're bringing fish into state lines, they want to keep track of what they're stocking. So I can block it up. Appreciate it, man.
Oxygenated.
I need 5 pounds of fathead minnows and 2 grass carp. There's 123 there. I don't need any change.
Yellow is yours, pink is his. That white paper to try and introduce me to your pond.
Great thing. Hey, see you, pal. Hey, let me get a shot of that, man. What do we got here? This is the bass?
Bass that are 4 to 6 inches. Largemouth bass, got 100 of them.
Nice.
Got 3 pounds of feeder minnows. And if you look in there, a couple bullfrogs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Right on, man. Stocking the pond. See you, buddy. All right, so they show up in a semi truck, multiple tanks here. If they're delivering fish, they can actually have them come out here. They'll put a chute on this and go next to your pond. But like today, everybody shows up in line, goes to the door, makes their order, and they come back here. They give them the guy the slip, and then he puts them in some plastic bags. Now, what's really cool is they've got these oxygen tanks on the back of their truck, and they will fill that bag with pure oxygen, tie it up for you, stick it in your vehicle, and then you can drive it home. And how long can you travel with these in your vehicle and they'll be okay? Like if you had a long distance?
Here in the city of an hour, that's basically they'll go to pond. I carry 2 cars from eastern Arkansas to Tulsa, Oklahoma in a bag with me. I got there, I had to put together an aquarium, filled it with water, and they were fine. Tell nobody out there.
Oh, I won't. It'll just be all over the internet, that's all. No, so he just said they give an hour guarantee. So you got a good hour that you can travel with these things in your vehicle. I think you could buy some time if you had a cooler, if you're gonna go a little bit further. Put it in a cooler, put it in a tote, keep it in the shade. I think the fish will do a lot better, but they pump it full of pure oxygen, which is just gonna help that fish survive that trip. So let's see if we can get this up in the air and let you see what's inside some of these tanks. So right here, he's gonna add the straw in there. This is where he's pumping the pure oxygen in that bag.
Thank you.
This is the grass carp. Oh yeah, those things will get massive and actually really quickly. So how many pounds of fathead minnows did you get here? 5 pounds? These are the regular bluegill, and these are the hybrid bluegill from my buddy. All right, check it out. 5 pounds of minnows. Heck yeah. Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate it, brother. Take care, man. Arkansas pond stockers. They travel all around the country. Check their website out and see if they're going to be in a neighborhood near you. Loading them up here in the truck. We got just a short drive here. Again, they fill this whole area. This is not just regular air. They pump it full of pure oxygen. Man, that's going to be some great forage for the fish. All right, we made it back. Just a short trip right across town. And these fish are still healthy. I'm sure we'll lose some minnows, but let's go get these in the pond so they can start getting acclimated to the water temperature. Now I got this boat here, which is gonna be nice because we'll keep these from floating away. But this is a really important part of the process. That water temperature is likely colder or warmer from where it's coming from. And what we don't want to do is when we introduce these fish, we don't want to just dump them in this water. By setting the bags in the water, this will allow the water temperatures to match in temperature. Because if you don't do that, it's a real shock to the fish and it's just less chance of survival. So we want to get these fish starting off at their best. We'll probably leave this in here about 20 minutes to allow the water to get really close to the same temperature. and then we'll release them into the water. All right, we're gonna give this some time. We'll come back here and then we'll get them released into the pond. Well, it's been at least 20 minutes and I think that it is fully acclimated. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna release these grass carp first. We'll do the minnows here in just a second, but let's get these grass carp in the water here. Man, they really tighten these things up good. There they go. Look, they're strong and healthy. Good deal. All right, now over the minnows. This should be fun. Now, the last time I did this, the fish went crazy out there. I know I'm gonna lose a lot of these, and that's okay. This is forage fish. There they go. All right, guys, so we added the fish to the pond. You may be asking, why didn't you add any bass or bluegill or anything like that? Well, my pond is already established. So what I'm trying to do is just keep a healthy habitat, keep a healthy forage level, and that's exactly why I did that. I had the grass carp to handle all of the vegetation so that I don't have to add any chemicals to the pond, although I still do every now and then, but the grass carp will keep them at bay. This is something to really think about when you're adding grass carp. If you think you're gonna add grass carp so they can handle your algae problems, you are mistaken. These grass carp will prioritize regular vegetation, grassy vegetation, leafy vegetation, before they would ever go to your algae. So don't buy grass carp to try to prevent that. You need to manage your pond nutrient levels to handle your algae. So for instance, beneficial bacteria, adding pond aeration, lots of things like that. And I've got tons of videos on that, so you have to check out my playlist from the pond videos to be able to manage your water issues. Nice thing about the grass carp is they're sterile. These are completely different than those Asian carp that will reproduce and get out of control. These are sterile and they've been designed in a lab so that they cannot reproduce. So whatever you add to your pond will not reproduce and create this overabundance of grass carp. So that's something you want to take consideration of, is how many you have in your pond. Is it enough? Do some research to find out how many grass carp you need per acre. Now I also added the minnows, and the minnows were just for forage. Again, I'm trying to feed the bass, I'm trying to feed the bluegill, trying to grow some trophy sized fish. Now I'm hoping that these minnows will reproduce, and it's really important that when you're going to add habitat to your pond is that you create areas where the minnows can hide. So if you sink some pallets, those are really great so that the minnows can go in there, and what they'll do is they'll lay their eggs underneath flat surfaces. So anytime you have anything like that, that's where they'll lay their eggs, and then they'll hide out there to stay away from all those predator fish. But guys, I hope this information has helped you, and if you're trying to stock your pond, go check out Arkansas Pond Stalker's website. They go all around the country, and if you're within a couple hours, you're able to transport those things from there to your pond. You can also order them and they'll deliver them that way too if they're in your area. But guys, that's gonna wrap up the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it helped you. If it did, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, check out some of the videos here on the side. But guys, until next time, we'll see you in the next video.